Hello, everyone. Welcome today. This is AJ. Your stream today will be filled with fun, merriment, maybe some tears as we jump into it here. And oh, by the way, if you weren't thinking about it, yep, there's 52 days, 8 hours, 37 minutes left in your shopping calendar. So here we go. Let's jump in. Breaking news, CNN, always trustworthy.
Stand by for a moment. Trump is answering some questions from reporters.
Joe Biden to make that statement, it's really a disgrace.
President Trump, you said the other day that the military could be interrupt you.
Oh, yeah. So if any of you have been following the news over the last few days, the whole idea with that was our wonderful president, Joe Biden, had said that all, and that is all, of President Trump's supporters are garbage. So not to be outdone, you may have seen a few costumes, people wearing some trash bags, but hey, this kid right here, his parents and him, they get a 10 out of 10 for creativity. Check this out.
Deplorable seem to catch up, but this garbage stuff blows it away. So I'm in this beautiful plane. I'm enjoying myself. Have a wonderful suit on. He's got the cool Trump garbage truck out there promoting the Trump banner. That is awesome. You can't throw that away. That's got to stay in the kids' room forever. And Kamala Harris out there trying to promote a little bit more, get those last minute votes in before things change and she can't get out there anymore. So here she is. Let's take a look. This is a famous YouTuber, Benny Johnson. He actually went to try to get an idea of what was going on in the room. And his comments were tiny event room, half empty, maybe 200 people here. So let's check it out. I mean, let's prove it. Prove it, Benny. I don't know. Maybe 205. There's a couple of people right there. The ones in the hall count? I'm not sure, but maybe 210. And, not to be outdone, President Trump, in Milwaukee, there's maybe a couple more people here. Let's see. Let's start at the beginning here. I think there's more people actually in the concession area.
Deck here. You can see a lot of people in line getting some food.
Yeah, that's getting their dogs.
Does fill up. Now remember, there is a second layer of screening here today, so it might be going a little bit slower than normal. Floor is definitely packed. Yeah. Kind of a small floor today.
So here's the thing: if Kamala Harris wins, something's up. Okay, just saying. Just based on if we're just polling these two locations here, and you may have noticed that the Squirrel peanut. We've got some problems. So this is really sad. I mean, at first I looked at this, I'm like, what? And then I'm like, oh yeah, peanut. Watch this.
We just learned that they have euthanized Peanut.
And the raccoon as well.
And the raccoon as well. I am so sorry. This must be really difficult for you.
It not only tears my family apart, but Peanut was the cornerstone of our nonprofit animal rescue. And 10 to 12 DEC officers raided my house.
Okay, so just to give you a little bit more background. So this guy lives, and his wife, they live in New York. They have a animal rescue facility, and I think it's out of their home, so they do it in the back area. But they had rescued Peanut, this famous squirrel. If you go on TikTok and you type in Peanut, you'll probably see. But be careful. I don't know what else might come up if you typed in Peanut. But if you type in Peanut, the squirrel, then it should pop up. So the DEC, which is, the national, like parks situation, I don't know, for New York, whatever it is, they went in and listened to what they did to this guy because of the squirrel, which has been in this family's possession for about 7 years.
As if I was a drug dealer. I was sat outside my house for 5 hours. I had to get a police escort to my bathroom. I wasn't even allowed to feed my rescue horses breakfast or lunch. I was sat there like a criminal after they interrogated my wife to check out her immigration status, then proceeded to ask.
Okay, excuse me, what? Okay. Like immigration. So immigration for New York is obviously a big concern. So they want to make sure that they check the people that are living there, because the ones that are flooding in the buses from across the border, don't check them, but definitely check this lady. She looks super suspicious.
Asked me if I had cameras in my house, then proceeded to go through every cabinet, nook, and cranny of my house for a squirrel and a raccoon.
They got a search warrant?
They got a search warrant 4 departments and a judge signed off on a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon. And then they took them and killed them.
So the crazy thing about it is, it's one of those stories you're just like, okay, excuse me, what? But think about it. This is a squirrel and a raccoon that they went in and apparently were a danger and menace to society. So they come and they take these 2 animals, kill them, because obviously that's a better choice than letting them live in the house. They can't release them in the wild because they're domesticated. And then you have these people that are treated like this for hours and hours. And there's, judges and police officers and things like that searching the whole house, treating his wife like she's some sort of illegal from another country with some sort of, a warrant for squirrel abuse in other states or something. And then we get from our President Trump here, he says that New York authorities under their terrible governor put more effort into finding and eliminating a squirrel who was innocent by all accounts than they do to control the unchecked illegal immigrants who have flooded into their state. If Peanut could have told them, here it is right here. This is all Peanut need to do. I'm making light of it, but it's at this point, it's almost all you can do. But either that or you get upset. So if Peanut would have told him he was from Mexico, they would have sent him on his way, given him a hotel room, and given him a $500 gift card, and probably a phone and maybe some other stuff too. Probably a driver's license, maybe a voter ID of some kind. Very sad, complete waste of resources. When we win, we will get our priorities in order under MAGA. So yeah, so that's crazy. Can you imagine if he actually had something important in his house? Like, who knows? If they can go in and get warrants to search a house for a squirrel, then who knows what they can do at that point. And I got a little funny for you because that was a heavy moment right there but got a funny. Check this out. Mom, Dad, you can do this trick. Right? That's awesome. That's so cool. Okay, so we're going to jump in here now. President Trump talking to Tucker Carlson. Listen to what he has to say.
Radical war hawk. Let's put her standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. When the guns are trained on her face.
So background on this. So President Trump and Tucker talking about Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney off the rails. So she was critical of President Trump, and President Trump's at this point, he's saying, hey, what you need to understand is that, she wouldn't be like this if she had to go fight the wars,
they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy. But she's a stupid person. And I used to I'd have meetings with a lot of people, and she always wanted to go to war with people. So
his comment was at the beginning, it's like, if she was in a war zone with guns trained on her, she probably wouldn't feel the way she has said she felt. So check this out. So there's another one here.
I don't think you even need to call it fire department. He's saying quite explicitly and unambiguously that Liz Cheney should be shot, should be executed by firing squad.
Okay, so you heard what I heard at the beginning. He was saying if she was in a war zone and she had guns trained on her, would she respond the way she has in all these different situations, like trying to put us in wars in foreign countries? And CNN, here we go. I mean, let's listen to it one more time because I don't want to misquote this guy.
I don't think you even need to call it fire department. He's saying quite explicitly and unambiguously that Liz Cheney should be shot, should be executed by firing squad.
It's no wonder that the mainstream media has lost all respect at this point. Trying to sit there and twist words around. You take what somebody says and then you just turn it into something totally different. It's like if somebody didn't go back and actually check that out, what he said, they'd be like, oh my gosh, of course, President Trump's terrible. Now he wants to put somebody in front of a firing squad. So President Trump's getting his actors and actresses, just like Kamala Harris is. But, I think some of the things that we need to realize too is that, we're not just voting for one person, we're voting for a team. So this is probably by Zachary Levy. It's probably the best way of putting it. So I want you guys to hear this.
I'm not voting for Donald Trump. I'm voting for Donald Trump and Bobby Kennedy and Tulsi Gabbard and Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk and JD Vance and everyone else that they're going to bring in this team, this Avengers, this Voltron, whatever you want to call it. And they're going to get in there and actually do what Donald Trump said he was going to do the first time, which is drain the swamp. And he has admitted that he couldn't do it and he didn't do it because he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't even think he was going to win the first time. And he had no time for his transition team. And then it was loaded with a bunch of sycophants and horrible people that were the swamp monsters that Bobby Kennedy has very accurately pointed out. And so now they're privately funding. I love this, that Trump is privately funding his own transition team, not waiting for the government. So they are ready to go. And they are not compromised. That is the government that I want.
Yeah, privately funded. The interesting thing too is I don't know if a lot of people know that President Trump, last time he was in office, he didn't even take a salary. He donated 100% of his salary to charity, which was amazing. But, nobody talks about that. And then, I know you felt like all the election ballots and everything was going in. There were no issues, but be careful out there, because even if you're trying to do the right thing, check this out.
Because an allegation is made, we have to make a report.
So this guy has a sign. So he posted it also down there. So it said his sign, which you would think, okay, you can stand there and hold the sign up. It says if you're not a citizen of the United States, it is illegal for you to vote. All right, so it goes through. You can pause me right here if you want to read that a little bit more. But it's supposed to be. So it seems like that would be like a normal standard sign, like, don't cross here, stop on red. But, no.
So if you guys have ID on you?
I'm not going to have a police report filed on me we're not beyond the electioneering line. We didn't do anything wrong because a lady was triggered by a sign. We have to have a police report filed on us? That sounds kind of extreme.
It's a voter thing.
Right, a voter thing. So what's the law that?
Look at this police. This police officer is just like, I don't know why I'm here. I got a report. It's like, come on. I'm like, really? Have him leave if that's the thing. But to listen to the police officer's response though.
Harassment, voting.
There's no harassment.
I know, but we'll have to do a report for the state.
Imagine every.
Oh, you're going to have to go to court. So Illinois, the wonderful blue state of Illinois, if you stand there with a sign saying no illegals voting, or however you want to place it and say it, and somebody gets ticked off at you, they will send a police officer your way who will remove you, take you down to the station, and make it so that you have to go to court in order to get that removed. Nice day in Illinois. So welcome to the voting. Welcome to the voting place, everybody. All right, we're going to do another funny. Watch this kid's response. Watch his reaction. Stepping on the glass. Oh yeah. He's all, I almost fell. Yeah, I think his soul leaped from his body on that one. And then finally, I know there's been a lot of stuff going on. They said that the Washington, D.C. Military's been activated. So the National Guard in that area has actually been activated. So that way, they said if there's any issues, any problems, they're ready to go. But on top of that, they're already starting to board up the different buildings and facilities, which not surprising because, if you look at LA, after they win this, the World Series, you go around and you just riot and steal and break into buildings. That's kind of the standard response now, whether it's good or bad. So if something's good, you steal. If something's bad, you steal. Maybe if something's bad, you steal and burn. But, if it's good, you steal and maybe scorch a little, maybe not light it all the way in fire. So listen what this guy said.
Guys,
this is one of the reporters.
It is Thursday morning. It's a very boring day, but we just got some intel. Intel being the fact I ate at McDonald's last night with a bunch of other reporters, that several buildings in D.C. are being prepared for election violence. Yeah, they're boarding up the windows in anticipation of possible disturbances. Now, we've seen this before in D.C., before big events like the World Bank annual meeting or other stuff, but we haven't seen it yet this election cycle. But we're going to go look for it today. Let's go check this out.
So I won't jump into it. This is like an 8-minute video, but what do you guys think? You think there's going to be stuff hitting the fan that night? Are you prepared? Are you in a big city? If you're in a big city, are you going to be going out and voting in an area that's with a lot of people? If so, be careful, be cautious, do a lot of praying beforehand, and make sure you just keep your head on a swivel. Try not to go in there alone if you can. Try to make sure you have kind of an exit plan if you're heading into places that you may need to get out of quickly, and just be careful. It's hard to tell what's going to happen nowadays. So I appreciate you staying all the way to the end. If you did, if you could leave me a like, and if you could follow, that would be super appreciated. Hope you have a great day, and God bless.